Welcome to the Explainer. So, what if I told you that just 6 simple rules could put you ahead of like 99% of people out there? Today, we're going to break down a system that's designed to do exactly that. This isn't just a list, it's a whole framework for changing the entire trajectory of your life. Okay, I know what you're thinking. That's a pretty bold claim, right? But look, we're not talking about some random checklist of life hacks you find on the internet. No, this is about building a really powerful, integrated life from the ground up. And it all starts with the one thing you have total control over: yourself. So, where do we begin? Well, everything starts right here. Think of it like building a house. You can't put up the walls before you've laid a solid foundation, right? So, let's dig into the first 2 rules. These are the absolute non-negotiables, the very bedrock of your personal growth. All right, rule number 1. And this one is crystal clear. If you ignore your fitness, if you lose your health, everything else crumbles. It's that simple. But what's really interesting here is how this whole idea forces us to totally rethink what fitness even means day to day. And this is where it all clicks. We're totally reframing the conversation. It's not about six-pack abs or looking good for other people. No. True fitness becomes the fuel for your life. We're talking about having the mental clarity to kill it at work, the energy to actually play with your kids instead of just watching, and that deep-down confidence you get from taking care of yourself. I mean, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? Your body is like a temple. You can't buy a new one. Just think about that for a second. Every single hour you spend just mindlessly scrolling, that's an hour you could have put into a workout or getting better sleep or making a healthy meal. It's a choice you make every single day between what's easy right now and what makes you stronger later. Okay, so once the body's in a good place, it helps build a resilient mind. And this is absolutely crucial because let's face it, life is going to throw curveballs at you. It's inevitable. The goal isn't to pretend you'll never get angry or frustrated. The real goal is learning how to respond when you do, instead of just reacting. This quote is everything. The key is the space between stimulus and reaction. Just picture this. Someone cuts you off in traffic. That's the stimulus. Your immediate impulse is to lean on the horn and yell, right? That's the reaction. But our real power, our growth, it lives in that tiny little gap, that split second before we react. Learning how to make that space bigger, that's a genuine superpower. So the big question is, how do we actually create that space? Well, here's a super simple, practical tool. 3 steps. Step 1, just acknowledge the feeling. Don't judge it, just notice it. Okay, I'm angry. Step 2, pause. Take 1 deep breath. It's amazing what that does. And finally, step 3, ask the big question. Is this going to matter in 5 days, 5 months, 5 years? 9 times out of 10, the answer is a big no. All right, so our foundation, body and mind, is poured and solid. Now we can start building the framework on top of it. With that physical and emotional health locked in, we can finally start to act with real, genuine purpose. Okay, rule number 3. Now, this one can sound kind of selfish on the surface, but stick with me here, because it's actually one of the most generous things you can possibly do. And there's a perfect analogy to explain why. You've heard this a million times on an airplane, right? And the logic is just undeniable. If you pass out from lack of oxygen, you are zero help to the person next to you. Well, life is exactly the same. If you are constantly running on fumes because you're giving every last drop of energy away, you literally have nothing left to give anyone. Not your family, not your job, and certainly not yourself. You just can't pour from an empty cup. It's impossible. And that is exactly why things like carving out time for yourself or, and this is a bit one, learning to say no, they aren't luxuries. They are fundamental survival skills. You have to fill your own cup first, whether that's with rest, a hobby, or just 5 minutes of silence, so you actually have something in there to pour out for others. All right, rule number 4 is a big one because it goes against every instinct we have. See, most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid discomfort, but the core idea here is that real, lasting growth, it only happens when you intentionally run towards the hard stuff. I mean, the logic is super simple when you think about it. If you want more money, you have to learn a difficult new skill. If you want more confidence, you've got to face a fear. You want to be fit? You have to do the workout when you don't feel like it. Staying comfortable just keeps you exactly where you are. It's the struggle, the difficulty that actually forges you into someone new. So let me ask you this. Just take a second and really think about it. When was the last time you were genuinely, truly proud of yourself? I'll bet the answer has something to do with finishing something that was hard. A brutal project at work, a new personal best at the gym, maybe finally having a difficult conversation. That feeling of pride, it's not free. You have to earn it through effort. Okay, we've laid the foundation, we've built the framework, and now we're at the very top of the pyramid. This is all about how you engage with the world. It's about consciously choosing what you take in and what you put back out.
Rule number 5 is all about communication, and it's so powerful because it's the complete opposite of what most of us are taught. We think being smart means using big, fancy words to sound intelligent, but that's not it at all. True genius, true mastery, is being able to take a really complex idea and explain it so simply that a child could get it. That's the real mark of a brilliant mind. And for our final rule, let's flip from what we're putting out to what we're taking in. This is all about your mental diet. And seriously, in a world that is designed to distract you 24/7, being intentional about what you consume, well, that's a truly revolutionary act. So let's talk about cheap dopamine. You know exactly what this is. Mindlessly scrolling through social media for an hour, eating a bunch of junk food, binge watching an entire series in one sitting. You get that quick, easy hit of pleasure. But it's cheap. Why? Because it costs you nothing in effort, and it leaves you feeling kind of empty, tired, and worse than when you started. It's a bad trade. But then you've got the flip side. Hard-earned dopamine. This is the good stuff. This is the feeling you get after finishing a challenging book, or crushing a tough workout, or making and savoring a really nutritious meal. It's that deeper, lasting satisfaction that comes from putting in the work. This is the kind of dopamine that builds genuine self-respect and momentum. So, when you put it all together, you see it, right? This isn't just a random list of 6 rules. It's a system. It's a pyramid. It all starts with the foundation of your body and mind. On top of that, you build a framework of intentional action, and only then can you effectively express yourself and engage with the world. Each level supports the one above it. If your foundation is cracked, the whole thing comes tumbling down. And really, that's the whole point of this explainer. It all comes down to this one question. What hard thing are you going to choose to do today? Look, it doesn't have to be some monumental task. It could be as simple as getting up 15 minutes earlier to stretch, or choosing to read a book instead of watching another episode. But the choice to grow, that's always yours. And it doesn't start tomorrow. It starts right now, with the very next choice you make.